question in a minute. I think we're all in a state of shock. Again, the details that came out were way more horrifying than I would have expected. It sounds whatever happened in that house reached a high level of brutality. And that makes me sad to think that my Mamta suffered greatly in her last, what appears to be her last moments. And hearing about the state of the house and that his actions that were taken were way beyond what we expected. A lot of us were at the briefing with Chief Lugo yesterday, and I can tell you those types of details, rightly so, were not shared. So I don't think we understood the depth of evidence that was retrieved out of that residence. But with that being said, I think there's a sense of confidence that we know that there is one charge that is grounded in evidence, and likely higher charges will come as a result of that investigation.
Has anyone spoken with Mamta's mother in Nepal that you can explain what her reaction is to this arrest?
I have not spoken to her mother. I think I can speak on behalf of the members of the Nepali community. They've been in very close contact. Yeah. So I'm happy to share. I've been authorized to share that her mother has been granted an emergency visa, and so working very hard to get her here as soon as possible. Mamta's mother. Yeah, Mamta's mother will hopefully be in the United States very, very soon. Because of the efforts of these people, the embassy, all of the government officials that really have helped to push this process through.
Does she have a reaction regarding the arrest?
I don't have anything that I can know of to share on the record. I can tell you what we've heard is they are deeply concerned. Their message has always been for us to keep up the fight for Mamta. They want answers and they want her back.
Holly, has your mind changed after hearing the details? Because I know there was a lot of hesitancy about the work that was being done and why everything was taking so long. You had that meeting with Chief Lugo last night. Now you hear the in-depth investigation that went inside that home. Has anything changed your point of view after hearing what today?
Yeah, I will tell you, I've turned into a big supporter of Chief Lugo when I was actually very anti what the action was. I saw him the last 2 days. I gave him a big hug. I gave him my vote of confidence on the behalf of the community, with the understanding that getting this case to trial and hopefully getting a conviction is going to require a degree of secrecy to protect the integrity of the evidence. So while it felt like things were happening, I think hearing what we heard today was, in fact, they were issuing subpoenas, they were gathering evidence. We just weren't able to be privy to it until they could meet the burden of proof to issue an arrest warrant.
There's a lot of community members asking themselves if we have done anything. What is your message?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm asking that myself, and I will say, I've said to myself many times that I have failed her, and the truth is, we all have some degree of something that we wish we would have done differently. I will say, what I'm confident this community is going to do is be a voice for Mamta, so that if another woman is in a vulnerable situation, things will be done differently. I don't think we're scared to be aggressive on a woman's behalf anymore.
Did anyone ever know of possible violence?
I think you guys can see there's a lot of things on social media. Her digital footprint is very wide, and I think Mamta, in her own words, shared the vulnerability of her household.
As you sat down and heard what was being said, the exact details, how did that make you feel? Was that shocking? How disturbing was that for you?
Very shocking. I think I'm still in a state of shock, honestly. The last thing we wanted for Mamta was to suffer, and unfortunately the evidence shows that she did.
Obviously she's very loved. For the folks who don't know her, but who may be watching right now, what can you tell them about her?
I think we all would agree Mamta is one of the sweetest people. She has a very kind and gentle spirit, always positive energy, even right to the end of her pregnancy. If you look at videos on TikTok, she's dancing, she's celebrating. Like I said, her social media platform was wide, but most of the videos are joyful, dancing, celebrations. Anyone who's met her will tell you she is generally a sweet and kind, loving, dedicated mother, and unfortunately a dedicated wife.
Would you say you had suspicions against the husband from the beginning?
I mean, I think that all of us would be foolish not to say we were thinking that, but I will say this community and the people that are close to her, we truly have tried to remain neutral. We are not a judge, we're not a jury, and I never wanted to make allegations against somebody. And even now, right, until this goes to trial or fruition, we really shouldn't be standing on a seat of judgment.
Anyone else? You know, I know.
Yeah, I would say.
Anyone else like to share some words?
I don't think they do, but I know that they want Mamta's voice to be heard.
Holly, I know you were concerned about their daughter, you know, moving forward, hearing that there was passports ready, that there was luggage ready inside the home for them to, you know, potentially flee, right? Selling a car, looking to sell a home. I mean, walk us through what would have that been like for this 1-year-old, knowing the details that they shared today.
Yeah, I mean, certainly concerning. There was suspicions and rumors that he was preparing to try to leave the country. I will say the community did report that to Manassas Park Police Department. They gave us assurances that they had very close tabs on him, and the likelihood of that happening under their watch, I think ultimately was pretty low that he would do that successfully. With that being said, I think Manassas Park deserves the credit that they did put a safe plan in for baby to prevent any of that getting away to where we might never see her again.
To talk about her mom again, she has been, how soon I guess should we expect her, like to fill us in on where things stand with her mom's mom?
Let's see, brother also got the visa. So there,
I don't know if we have exact travel plans, but I can tell you there's people sooner than later trying to get a ticket here. We've said as a community there's no cost barrier. We will all come out of pocket. We're not going to let money be an issue for her. So I would say as soon as we can get a ticket, we will get her here.
And you guys have been updating her mom. What is she, what is her feeling knowing what happened to her daughter?
I mean, as a fellow mother, I can only imagine what it feels like to be thousands of miles away. Having a community of people that you don't know loving your daughter as much as we did. But my heart goes out to her. She's going to have to come on an international flight. That's probably going to be the hardest flight. And ultimately, we don't have Mamta yet. So there's not going to be a degree of closure. I think on the good note, right, she's going to be reunited with her granddaughter and able to really help support her granddaughter. And hopefully that will help her bring a lot of joy. Yeah, thanks you guys.
Thank you.